Hey, DOT community, this is Alan coming at you with a Hound of Hades Cerberus early Friday live stream. But also, the big discussion will be about the new 5-star relics. We're going to get into it very shortly, so for all the people that are rewatching this after the fact, it will happen, but just not right off the bat. But it is definitely something that we're going to be talking about. There was a blog posted today. We have images. Some of them we've already seen from a while back from an Entheogen leak that I did do a live stream discussion about. But also as well, some other ones that we didn't see. And also now we know what their stats are. SPPs are going to be seeing them early next week. So you know me. As soon as I get a hold of them, I'm going to start throwing them on different Titans and seeing how they are. Because it's going to be a lot of fun. Because you're going to be hoping to make your own decision as well. But, just real quick here at the very beginning, I do want to mention, because I know this is the first 10 minutes are the only thing that most everybody's guaranteed to watch. Anyway, so with these new 5-star relics, we've seen a lot of different things coming along, DG oriented, available for you to spend those DGs, those hard-earned DGs. Well, we do know that there are going to be 2 unique Titans that they should be putting in the altar. Unless they're doing away with it completely and going to keep Titans strictly to events and only have 5-star relics in the DG altars. But they would have to come forward and say something. So, since they haven't, I would only assume that there is 2 new DG Titans on their way. So do keep in mind, with these new DG relics that are coming out next week, and their price point of 9,000 DGs, will they, in next week's blog,
Hazelon,
talk about new DG Titans and what they're about. So, again, a lot of people have been holding off, pulling the trigger on spending their DGs because they knew these 5-star relics were coming, but now that they're here, it could be also next week where we also find out about 2 new DG Titans. So with that in mind, just keep that in mind for all the people that spend money and time on all these events to accrue all these DGs. Don't pull the trigger too quick, because then a lot of people will have some serious regret. So, just in case. Now, if you're not interested in DG Titans at all, then these new 5 stars is what you've been waiting for. So, we will be, like I said, discussing them very shortly. Thank you, Prometheo, for joining.
thank you for streaming. Very interesting development here.
Yes.
These new 5 stars.
Yes. And we're going to get into them soon. I'm going to go over the Cerberus event real quick while we go through our beginning of the stream situation. This won't be a super long stream. I say that with air quotes for the sake of the fact that I will be heading up to see Princess Z and be with her for the weekend, but I did not want to go without doing something, especially for this event, as well as because I am doing it, as well as the fact that and it's for the 5-star relic. Plus, a few other things along the way make it so that it's not as bad. See, if it was only for the 5-star, it kind of really sucks. But being the fact that Cerberus is a good time waster defender for a land, or your garrison, if you're a newer player and you're just getting 4 stars and just starting to get into prestige, well then Cerberus might be one of your first defenders that you're prestiging and stuff like that. But that amount of people of players is not as large as the good amount of players that are either not that interested in Cerberus or have other better defenders that they're going to be using on their garrison for that. But if you're looking for another time waster for your land, Cerberus is not going to be a bad option. So let's just put that out there.
I couldn't pass on the event because I have to get 4 cities.
Yeah, it's the same with me, Prometheo. So that's and I do want to bring up that point of the fact that I do preach that getting these events where they have them so you don't have to use your DGs to get them, this is the best way to get them if you need them. And having one of every 5-star is suggested because when the new Titans come out, which we know they're going to have, there's going to be new Titans that come out next week. Obviously, we're thinking possibly 4-star Hercules. We'll see what happens. So, with these new Titans that come out, whatever class they happen to be, you want to be able to have a 5-star relic that works with them. Well, guess what? Maybe the one in the golden set for that Titan is more defensive, but this is an attacker, so you got to go to a different set of 5-star relics. And a lot of times that's what it is. Every time a new Titan comes out, there's some sort of what do you have to work with and what works best with the relics that are offered as well as the skills. So having a good 5-star collection, at least one of each, excluding Shadow Dancer. No, just joking. If you want it, you can grab it. But every 5-star relic has a point. Even the Mantis. Mantis was, and other 5-stars are, as they have been released, have been slammed as being the worst that you can get. But when you do get them, never forge or get rid of them. Don't ever do that. Because you never know, down the road, things can change. Whether they decide to change the stats in an event. We're re-releasing this. And they have changed 5-star, stats. And it's always retroactive. Always. On relics like that.
Never say never.
So, just saying. You never know. So, I'm just going to say that, too, about 5-star relics. Anyway, so, I'm going to say hello to everybody here in chat. Imperial Ramblings. Thank you, Bo. Thank you for joining. Zeke, Beholder Aggregate. Extinction, Rain, Mad Titan, ZX, Speaker Face.
I'll just say this about Forsettis and this event for Forsettis is that we have.
How we doing, Nadim?
I was streaming. When I see you streaming, I come here.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you, Nadim. I do appreciate that. Promethea, what were you going to say about Forsetti's Axis?
You're having a great stream here. I think we have 3 really good Berserker relics now. Forsetti's, Hornet's Fury, and Axis of War are all excellent. Mm-hmm. The new 9K relic is going to be great too, but I think you may not need it if there's another one that you've got your eye on if you get Forsetti's.
True, but keep in mind as well, Prometheo, that some players have more than one really good Berserker, so you sometimes need at least a few 5-star Berserker relics so that you can, have a few Berserkers that you enjoy. So, or you're just swapping them all out. I mean, that's up to you, so.
You're competing with soldiers, so he's just put a video up on YouTube, that new game he's playing.
Oh, what? Transformers Earth Wars? Yeah, no, that's fine. He's,
something like that. It's just come up, Soldiers, got a new video up or something.
Yeah, it just popped up. But thank you for joining too, Speaker Face. Always appreciate it. Mad Titan, thank you for joining. Rash. And yeah, it's early, Soldier. Yeah, got to get it in. Unless it wasn't going to happen at all. And I didn't want it to not happen at all. So, anyway. The
Council Insignia is always a nice one.
Well, yeah, of course, Council Insignia is really nice. It's a really great relic. Even more than one is not a bad thing. As well as this new relic with now it is Titan physical damage, which does lock it down to physical Titans. So, and then
the Cyberbotic Idol or something.
I'm not even going to try. All right, anyway, and Titan...
Cycladic Idol.
Yeah, of course. We'll go by Speaker Face's pronunciation, everyone. All right, anyway, continuing on, Titan and Troop, all elemental resist. And then Titan and Troop, armor and health. That's still not bad at all. Because all elemental resist is always a great thing to have. Of course... the thing that sucks with this event is when I looked at all the Titans for the boost, I was like, Cerberus, understandable. Lifespark and Necrosa and Zabava. I was like, oh, this isn't all that great. But anyway, so I'm using my second Zabava. I'm using my second Zabava. But at the same time too, of course, you can use any Berserkers you might have gotten in this most recent Altar of Abundance for players that, of course, might have done that for the first or second time ever. And in that case, then you might have gotten a Hell. She would be great to use at a 1.2 boost if you just don't have a Cerberus, Lifespark, Necrosa, or Zabava. And people have been asking if they are going to spend $100 on Lifespark and Necrosa for this deal. Real quick.
No,
I'm going to show this deal.
No.
And it's crazy that they're offering both of them. And they're offering Spark of Life and Necrosis Bulwark. So they're offering both their synergies, both the Titans, 2 Iron Tokens, 4-star and 3-star XP Relic, and 100 Portal Stones for $100. Now, I'll be honest. This is probably the most they've put into a $100 deal so far. I don't know if we've really seen a $100 deal have this much in it before, where it was 2 Synergy Relics, 2 4-star Titans. Now, obviously, the bottom half with the 2 tokens, 1 4-star, 1 3-star, and 100 Portal Stones, yeah. But I don't think we've seen this before, where they've put that much in. But are these OP Titans? No. Were they at one point? Yes. At the same time, though, are they that $100 value? When it comes down to getting them for just because you want to boost in this event, if you're one of those hardcore whales, I guess you can do it. But they're the only people that I think really jump on these deals whatsoever. If they didn't have both Life Spark and Necrosa and their 2 Synergy Relics and stuff like that, and that's that upper crust 1% that does that kind of stuff. But anyway. And they will justify it with the fact that they can just do it real quick and just have it. Everybody else, though, that $100 could easily go to grinding these Titans in events, getting the Synergy Relics along with them, because they always offer them at the same time. So, but I would not suggest it for newer players if you're questioning it. So,
it's just am I alone? Go nuts for all them who saved the Live Spark and all that, isn't it?
Yeah,
there you go. Well, I don't think we need to translate that one. Am I alone in thinking?
Anyway,
we know what that means.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? The September 9th Alliance War Boreal Revenant, is that possibly Necrosa, or is there something else you think that's going to be?
I said that's a new Titan, but. Sorry, but Theodore Gamelberg side, he said that it is Mahaha with the Synergy Relic.
Mahaha? Oh yeah, that's right. Game on the dark side.
That wouldn't. Boreal Revenant would not be Mahaha. Boreal has to do with the forests.
Well,
I said it's a new Titan. Maybe the Bolas, the Titan from the Greek.
Well, 13th Labor is going to be some sort of Greek thing.
Maybe I'm not seeing the perspective of Game Dog side. It's much better. About the next week, maybe Zeus, maybe Hercules. We will see about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some sort of Hercules-related thing for next week would not be a surprise at all. But my point is that going back to the $100 deal, if the Necrosa deal now is you're basically getting Life Spark, which we've seen, and Necrosa, which might be coming in an event soon, and you're dropping money for no more than basically the Titans and a couple of good relics, plus a little bit of, other currency, but not very much. You are probably better off saving for the next event where Necrosa shows up if you need her. I need her for the, I think it's, which one of the relics is it?
The Geode. It's the Geode, isn't it?
The Geode. I do want the Geode.
The Geode is nice, Prometheo.
Yes, but I'm not going to drop the money to get her right now. I'm going to wait.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started the game, a 3-star flaming... who's this one we've waited for? Hercules. A 3-star Hercules. You wouldn't want to tap that because he was awesome. He'd take you out. That's when I first started the game anyway. So if they did a 4-star, he's got to be good.
Well, they did. Well, what they did to Runa, it shows that you can take a 2-star Titan and actually make it good in the current meta at the time. So.
Yeah, look, I mean, whatever Titan name they put on it, they're going to make sure that it's adjusted to the current power curve. So, if they want to bring Hercules back and redo his art a little bit and spruce up,
Well, he deserves it. He's Hercules.
I'm all in favor of it.
He's Hercules. He deserves it.
We were saying 2 years ago that it was a shame that he was a 3-star.
Yeah, well, that's how long it takes for things to get around in here. You know that, Prometheo.
They've done it to
even
Ruler and
longer.
2-star, so
Yeah.
Hercules is
I mean, come on. We've said we want melee fire troops. This was years ago. Guess what we got nowadays? We got melee fire troops. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. A bit late to the day, but we
yeah,
got
there's
them.
all sorts of. I do have to say, I do appreciate all the different specialty troops. I did like that a lot about the Epsilon Titans. Because
Yes.
I found them to be a lot of fun, and we know they can do it. It does take a long time though to do those troops up. Remember that whole process. So they could have easily been, a lot of those fire troops could have been easily in the pipeline for over a year. You never know.
I got about like the Lonely Warriors and all that.
So they did release Dionysus physical after this Titan physical. We have also Hercules physical. After it, we have Minotaur physical. All of them were skilled physical Titans. Hercules, if it is Hercules, it will be attack and physical for sure. Attack and physical Titan.
Well, yeah, we now have a Cerberus that's now defensive. So in the case of the fact that you need something that's going to be actually on the attack,
Attack.
I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be attack as well. So that's a very good prediction for next weekend.
I was surprised that they didn't put any archers on Cerberus.
Well, it was mentioned too on Gaming on the Dark Side's video about how the fact that it went from being such a Omega archer buffing Titan to now completely going Spearman.
It's much better right now.
Well, people say that because defense, and it does that whole what's it called? What was the first Titan we saw with the stacking troops? What I mean by that is goes from as soon as you lose some of your Omegas, you get corrupted. Then from corrupted, it goes to the first Titan it happened to was, I'm trying to think back now because it was within the last 6 months.
Yangura?
Was it?
No.
No. There was
No.
there was a Titan that had it happen first, and I could have sworn it was with Spearman as well.
Beowulf? No, it's not Beowulf.
No, I forget. Somebody in the chat will bring it up though, so I'm not going to harp on it forever because I have a lot to talk about as quickly as possible. Because of course, as always, I'm on a stinking time crunch. Well, not as always. Sometimes I'm not, but the way it is.
What is your hard stop time, Solon? So
Oh,
we watch
me?
the clock.
It's whenever I decide it's hard stop time. It's not. It comes down to
How long is your drive?
I have a 2 hour and 50-minute drive, and I had probably one of the worst days at work in the last few months. So I really would like to just have a nice stream, not deal with a lot of BS, and of course enjoy my time with the community because I do want to discuss these new 5-star relics. It's very exciting, and this weekend's event, as you can see, I'm grinding with a 4-star relic right now. It's actually something that I knew I need to get to the end, but I also do want to spend time with Princess Z as much as I can because she's got another game this weekend. Plus, I got to take her back to school shopping because she starts school on Monday. So first day of fourth.
You already missed the boat for seeing her tonight. So we're going to keep you until after your traffic settles down.
I'll see her tonight. She stays up late here in the summertime, even though she probably needs to get her sleeping schedule changed because she's going to be going to school next week. So. It's just the way it is. She's always awake by the time I'm up there, especially on Friday nights. Even when school's in session, she stays up later on Friday nights.
It's Daddy's girl.
Oh, of course, as much as possible.
But my daughter's exactly the same, and she's 29 though.
Yeah, well, we got to get those school clothes. I got to make sure she's looking good for her first day of 4th grade. So.
Do they have to have all the emblems embroidered on them and all? Do you have to get the special ones?
Oh no! They don't have uniforms. If that's what you're asking, no.
Oh, my daughter's had to pay like nearly £400 for the kids.
Well, yeah, but that's because British schools are exactly like Harry Potter, so that's what it's like.
No, it's not. They don't wear shorts and bloody blazers and ties.
Yeah, all the exact what you see in Harry Potter movies, even though that's kind of a fantasy situation, the schools are exactly the same.
No, they're not at all. Listen, what you see on tally is bullshit. That's back in the 1800s.
Yeah. Oh, I know Three
That's
Fays.
right.
We're going
The
there.
only magic in England is money.
I swore. I'm sorry, Zalon.
The only magic? What, you gotta... the only magic is money? The pound? That's true. All right,
That's right.
That's true.
You don't just wave a wand and send your kid to school or send them on some magic train. You have to actually, schlep up there and drop them off yourself.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, yeah, you do have to drop your kids off to pick them up. Yeah, definitely.
All right, so in this event, pending on how many relics you got in this last TOW, pending on if you had the glitch going on for a few days or not.
Hey, that was ace.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of players definitely. I checked in a bunch, and I probably should have checked in a bit more, but I definitely had. Well, I had 2 2-stars and 2 1-stars in all. So
I got 12 in total.
Yeah, I did not check in early, like super early when the event dropped. That was my downfall. If I would have, maybe things would have been a bit better. But anyway,
I got my iPad, and I got
depending
my
on
iPhone,
how many relics you got. You probably should be shooting at 4,500 in this event, which means, of course, even Soulmans for trying to get in the top 100 will probably be a little higher. It is because many people have a decent amount of relics for this event, because if you're not doing it, you should still probably shoot for 4,500. If you didn't get a lot of relics from TOW, which could be some people, 2,000 still fine. Grab as many of the event relics as possible, and what I'm referring to is, yes, you can save the tokens from event to event. Some of
our team only got 1.
Yeah, it does happen. Some people don't exactly get as many good drops as everyone else, or they might have not benefited from what TOW has become. So Pigsy drops at 8K. If you need him for the Devout Jingu, so. Am I going to say that Pigsy's a necessity? You should at least have 1. Devout Jingu Pantheon Relic is amazing. So, if you don't have a Pigsy, you should be grabbing one at 8K. Epic Token at 10.5, it should be lower. Sekhmet. Sekhmet is needed for the, which one is that? Sekhmet is...
Epic Token should be at 7 or 8, shouldn't it?
Sekhmet is for... What is the Pantheon Relic for that one?
Scarab.
13K for the Warrior's Ring.
Warrior's Ring, that's right. That's why it's such an important Titan to grab, because that Warrior's Ring has been mentioned probably a million times in builds that you might have seen in your chats, on DOT database. Warrior's Ring is used constantly on defensive Titans, so Sekhmet is definitely needed for that. So, again, if you don't have Warrior's Ring, or at least 1 Sekhmet, 13K, 14K, because you need to just grab another token since you're already there at 13.
Zalon, I've been waiting to collect my Zalon's Roundtable.
Yeah?
I think I should go ahead and do it right now while I'm on your stream.
Oh, yeah? The 4-star? Oh, nice.
Yep. I got my Oni, my Urkon, and my Huntress to 40, and I already had Aurea at 40, so I have them all at exactly 40.
Oh. Well,
I'm going to go ahead and collect it right now.
Nice, because I don't. That's probably going to be one of my last relics I collect.
I've got Ori and another one to 30. I've just got going on at 10, and then I got the 4-star one. I've got the 3. But I saved the 3s because the 3s are just as useful.
No, Dank, I did not see global players. I can check that out, though, after we do go over some of the 5-star relics, because I'm going to come back to grinding for a little bit. Besides from Cerberus at 19, we also have the idol at 23.
I just collected it.
Calcel
I put a screenshot in your.
Oh, you got it. You got it, Prometheo.
Yeah, I put it in the screenshot in your Discord.
Okay, thank you, Prometheo. I'm very happy because not many probably have been able to obtain their Zalon Roundtable yet. Now, I do hope that future DG Titans will be included in the Zalon Roundtable, and that will be the defensive relic. They can do an offensive synergy, synergy relic or an offensive Pantheon relic for other DG Titans for them to be in a collection. That's great. That's fine, because obviously, what is it? There's 2 more DG Titans that don't have a collection yet, which is the Bellabog and Chernabog. So is it probably going to be those two plus the two new DG Titans? That's my guess, to create a new Pantheon collection. But as well, they should still make sure that they include the two DG Titans over on with the with who gets the synergy, because the synergy's good. You get 5 troops, but I mean, it's better if it was on something that people are going to be using, because all those Titans that are on there for the synergy is pretty out of meta at this point. But yeah, Forseti's at 30, so it's going to be a long grind for grinders. At the same time, though, if you're pulling relics, as you see, I only have 10,000 regular relics. I actually have more DGs than I do regular gems right now. So it's because I took my gems down to like 800 2 events ago, and it was rough. So anyway, but just trying to save up. Thank you, Extinction. That's working, going for 1 billion VP. Are you, Extinction? Huh. Getting that 4-star round table was brutal. Well, it was odd. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Johnny Black, for joining. Yep. All right, so we're going to get into the blog. So is everybody ready for discussion? I hope so.
Bring it on.
The Immortal Game, also known as Dawn of Titans. So, the Immortal Game, we have our chess pieces. We're not going to go over the lore. But at the bottom here it says, these immensely powerful 5-star relics will be available at altars in the Divine Shrine for 9,000 Divine Gems. And it does say, like the arthropods, this is specifically for vintage. Like the arthropods, these will be available in standalone altars for each relic. Now,
boom.
There you go. So, it doesn't state what's happening to the other ones, though, if they're staying individual or not. I hope they are. So, and not being put into anything else. But yes. Prancing Knight for the Berserkers. Don't you like that it's prancing? Couldn't it be like, is there any other better term that we could have used instead of prancing? I don't know.
It's prancing.
I know.
No bones about it.
I think there's other good equestrian words we could have used instead of prancing, though. I don't know. Anyway, so Titan and troop damage 2 times on attack, Titan armor piercing times 2 on attack, and then 60% Titan and troop critical, which is nice. But this is the kicker. How these work is pending on the prestige level of the Titan that's put onto these other, it says per prestige synergy level. So these are all considered offensive. They've already stated that these are the offensive 5 stars. These are the defensive 5 stars. So they lay it all out as simple as possible in that aspect, because as you can see, there's modifiers for attack right on pretty much every skill. But then also with this per prestige synergy level, on enemy death, 25% chance plus 5% per prestige level to add an Omega spell. So it's still a max of 5, but that percentage goes up higher the higher prestige the Titan is. Pretty nuts, right? So that literally is...
On its face, if you're not relying on the ranged resistance, the Axis of War is not as good as this, even on Hell. So you get 200% armor piercing, even on Hell you get more troop damage. There's slightly more critical on Hell, but it's pretty comparable. You're probably maxing out critical either way. And you're getting these extra 5 Omega spells. So, call it, if your Omegas are 2/3 of your total damage output on Hell, then that's increasing that by 50%. So call it an extra 30% increase in your offensive power just off of that prestige if you have P10. So, I think Prancing Knight is definitely in the conversation for the one to get.
Hey, Gassan. Thank you for joining. We miss you. Let's see. So there you go. There's a stamp of approval from Prometheo, giving you the breakdown on exactly what the Prancing Knight is in comparison to some of the other awesome Berserker relics. And then, of course, Righteous King, which we did not see this image early, but it is the champion 5-star. I guess, are we just going to call these the chess piece relics?
Yes.
Because, I mean,
I have the
arthropods had a name. I mean, this just says the Immortal Game. It doesn't actually give them a real name.
They're the chess pieces.
Yeah, chess pieces. All right, so anyway.
Yeah.
So Righteous King as the champion chess piece, 5-star. He's got the 80% Titan and troop damage times 2 on attack, 100% Titan and troop armor piercing times 2 on attacks, like this, pretty much the same mirrored image from the first relic. 40% Titan and troop melee and ranged resist. And then on Titan critical, 10% chance per prestige level to summon a corrupted troop max 3. So only 3 more, but corrupted versions. I'm assuming that's also based on what Titan element you are? Because it's just going to give you a corrupted troop.
Yeah, it's got to be.
You know.
Is the Righteous King one skill better than the Scorpion?
I was just going to say...
I would definitely put the King ahead of the Scorpion for 2 reasons. Well, really 3 reasons. So, it matches it on the troop damage, so that's, you know, the first one, the skill is not really a factor. The armor piercing is big. You're not getting any armor piercing off of the Scorpion Sting. The elemental on the Scorpion Sting versus the melee and range resist on the King, I think special damage resistances are harder to get. I think Chance was right about that when he talked about it on the Churro stream earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's really
said he was better.
Yeah, it's easier to cover elemental resistance.
Yes.
And so I think that...
Especially with Warrior's Ring. Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
You know.
So I
He
think...
knows his stuff, Chance does, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I think you throw the Warrior's Ring on instead of, the Banner of War and other things. I mean, it's really like 2 relic slots you're getting off the plus 40% there. So that's big. And then the 3 corrupted troops, I mean, you compare that to the debuff of up to minus 50% enemy troop critical, and I think most people are probably going to go for the 3 corrupted troops. You know, I think the 10% chance per prestige level to summon a corrupted troop means that you don't necessarily need to beat P10 to make this really work.
Yeah,
I think
you could be... Well,
if that's max 3 from the beginning,
P7,
then,
70% is pretty good. So...
Yeah.
Yeah, or even P4. I mean, 40% chance.
P4.
You can probably get those 3 corrupteds during the battle.
Yeah, it's only 3. It's only 3. If it was like 5, it's like, well, I'm not getting them all out if it's a P4 or P1, you know?
Yeah, so I think the King is the King. I think it's the best champion relic in the game, and I think most people are probably going to say there's no need to get the Scorpion if you can get the King instead. And I think with Lycan being, able to beat Cerberus, that people are definitely going to be going for this relic right now. I probably have to get this one.
What if you've already got the Scorpion?
Well, if you have the Scorpion, it's a good relic, and you don't necessarily need the King, but the armor piercing is big. Armor piercing, when it works, is a 4x multiplier on your net damage. And so if you're getting to, call it 1200 armor piercing, you're breaking a lot of stuff, but you might hit someone who's got a build that can get up into, 1400, 1500 territory these days.
Sure.
So that 200% could be what it takes to get you over the top. And there's no other relic that's getting you 200% armor piercing like that. I mean, aside from the Council Insignia, but you're already using that. So, I think that the King is the King right now.
The King of the chess pieces. Yeah.
All right, so Infiltrator. We're gonna move on to the clandestine pawn. I wonder if it's clandestine, but it's the pawn for Infiltrators. Now, if we still had a random chance to pull 5 stars, this is the one I would get. But 50%
of course.
Titan and troop damage times 2, 200% Titan and troop armor piercing, and 50% Titan and troop melee resist. Now, the melee resist is nice because infiltrators are going to be going in. And a lot of times, the only thing is, though, certain infiltrators are also buffing ranged troops because they're using the infiltrator as the meat shield. So it's not really going to be that helpful on your ranged troops, like, for instance, like a Zabava situation. But I don't know. Let's look at this extra thing at the bottom, though. The plus 5% Titan and troop critical and 25% army armor piercing per prestige level.
Yeah, so they're not giving all of the armor piercing to the Titan, but let's say you've got a P10 Zabava. You're getting the troop damage, 100% Titan damage. Also, you're getting 200% Titan and troop armor piercing.
That's
you're
huge.
Getting up a total of 450% troop armor piercing, and you're getting the melee resist. So you're still getting enough melee resist that it's going to feel tanky against Horde or I guess if you're attacking Kronos or whatever you're going up against in melee, it's going to have some of that defense like the Trickster's Blades has, but you're going to have a lot more armor piercing, and you're going to have this extra critical. I mean, that's 50% crit. That's big.
My only thing is this: would it have been better if it was plus 40%, similar to the King, and have Titan and troop melee and ranged, instead of just 50% melee?
Yeah.
I would take the minus 10% and give it to and get both at 40.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you definitely would take that trade. But at the same time, infiltrators, I think, you really want them to be able to get in there in the thick of it and tank out the melee. And, I think it leaves something open with the range resist where you have to cover it.
Yeah, it's true. All right, moving on. Now on to the defensive side. This is by far the coolest.
It's a relic, bro.
I'm sorry, Nadeem. What did you say?
The bishop. It's an attack and relic. I was disappointed to see that the
Oh, I'm sorry. It's offensive too. Sorry, it's offensive too. This one's offensive. The other ones are labeled as defensive.
It's offensive, bro.
Yep. All right.
It's not good, bro.
You don't like it? All right. Well, let's take a look. All right. Precedent Bishop. Is that what it is? Prescient Bishop? All right. Prescient. Sorry, I put a D in there.
Prescient.
All right. Anyway. Prescient Bishop. I love the artwork on that one. Stinking galaxy looking. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, it's like
she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hologram.
So Titan and troop damage times 2, 60%. Titan and troop armor piercing times 3. So that's 300% Titan and troop armor piercing, and then 50% Titan and troop all element of resist. And then on the for the synergy, it's on enemy death, 50% chance to produce a minus 25% armor and armor piercing aura, minus 5% aura size per prestige level, max 10. So
I'm seeing this relic defensive. It's a defensive, bro. They must change the skills to make it a defensive relic. We have the Minerva, we have the Hyperion, the best meta defenders in the whole game. Change it to be applied on them.
It's still pretty good on defense with all that elemental resist, but the Archmage staff is better. And so I think they're just saying use the staff.
I'm using the staff. I'm seeing the staff. It's much more better than this one. Also, the synergy works only on offense, not on defense. This is also...
Interesting.
They must change something to this relic. They must make it defensive relic, not an offensive one. They must make it a defensive relic.
Yeah, so have the multipliers be on defense instead?
Yes, like the Dragonfly.
What's up,
like the Dragonfly.
You can say what you want, but we should talk about the fact that it is 300% armor piercing on attack, and that's going to make that amount of armor piercing, and that makes this the best attack Ranger Relic. It is better than Yoichi's, and the elemental resist is something Yoichi's doesn't have. And
Energy
yeah,
War.
the reality is that we have a lot of really powerful Rangers now, and this could certainly make them,
Much more.
I mean,
Better.
look at what this is going to do for Crystal, for example.
Okay.
I mean, that armor piercing is going to make her blow things up, and with that elemental resist, it's going to be crazy.
Yes.
How we doing, Val and Christian Woods? Thank you for joining. Jason says 9K so expensive. I agree. You have to be certain on what you're getting. So obviously seeing all the stats right now and listening to how people are looking at things and also seeing what you have in your Titan haul and what you're thinking about doing. Because, of course, plan appropriately. And also, too, remember, don't pull the trigger too quick just because you never know. If these are released later next week, we also may get a blog on Tuesday or Wednesday talking about other possible things. So we'll see what happens. If you're interested in DG Titans, that's all I'm saying. If 5-star relics is what you want, then you got to kind of pick and choose through here what's going to work best for you.
The last thing I'll say about the Bishop is
what's up?
The prestige skill aura thing is not really that great. I don't think anyone's going to really put a whole lot of weight on that, but it's almost like they overcompensated and made the normal skills that much better on this one. And I think if you have this Bishop and you're leveling a Ranger, you're going to put it on there and you're going to be attacking with it, and it's going to just destroy everything. So it's going to be an amazing relic.
Churro thinks he's hopeful there's a proper Zeus reskill. The Bishop would be fantastic. Interesting.
I agree with that.
So the Radiant Queen. Moving on to the Paladin relic. Radiant Queen. Paladin 5 stars haven't always been at top notch in the past. So Radiant Queen. How is the Paladin relic looking this time around? 80% Titan and Troop health times 2 on defense. 60% Titan and Troop all elemental resist. 60% is pretty high, actually. 200% all Troop armor. I wish that was a bit higher for a 9K relic.
Yeah, that needed a 2x.
Yeah, it does. And then
200% armor.
Yeah.
200% armor is nice, but you really need 400% armor to make it really hit hard.
Effective.
Yeah.
On allied troop death, 3% chance per prestige level, 30% in total. Why didn't they put that in some of the other ones? Because other people wouldn't put that 2 and 2 together to see exactly how high it could go at P10. Anyway, to put a 25-second death timer on a random enemy troop. Now that they know that they could do death timers because of Hyperion, that's interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like this one. I think that anything that makes the defense a little more unpredictable to me is a fun element of the game.
Yeah, well, who's going to die? Who does it choose?
The first time that you attack, you might just, have all your corrupteds just death timered, and that could be the end of the fight. So,
well, what if your Titan, who's your main part of how everything's going to work properly, just gets death timered like immediately?
Well, it doesn't say that it can't be the Titan.
Exactly,
so it might be. We'll have to see.
I'm sorry, random enemy troop. It does say that.
Yeah, it says troop, but sometimes the Titan falls within the troop bucket for random things. So we'll just have to see and make sure. But yeah, I think this one is very interesting because of that prestige. And, I've got the food to P10 Chronos. I like this one for the resistance. I don't think I'm going to get it, though, because it doesn't have the special resistances. It doesn't have any melee or range resist. And so when you put this on for defense, you then have to use every other relic slot to cover, your melee and ranged resist. Whereas, for Chronos, I'm just tossing on Divine Touch, and I'm basically done on range resist. And that makes it a lot easier. And then there's, but I guess with the Geode and with the Wild Spirit, whatever it is, the elk thing, you put those two on, and maybe you're already there with the Banner of War. So it's really just a question of, do you have those extra synergy relics or collection relics, and can you cover them off easily? And how much stock do you put on defense? I don't really care that much about defense. I think I'd rather invest in my own playstyle, which is attacking.
Spirit of War's a relic you were thinking of, Prometeo, isn't it?
I think it's going to be interesting to find someone who has this and has it set up properly as, the way to really.
What Titans do you think they would use? What Titans do you think would be kind of the Titans we would see for like Kronos?
I think it's a Kronos relic. Yeah. I think Kronos is, right there at the top of the heap on defense right now.
Oh yeah, for Paladins, heck
P10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a Paladin relic. So who else is out there as a Paladin right now?
Yeah.
Synergized Angora maybe in the near future.
I don't think they're going to be able to bring Angora into the meta, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
We'll see about this.
Yeah, well.
I demolish Angora. I have a P10 Hell. I have all the synergy relics on her.
I don't think the timer splashes, Churro. It doesn't splash. I think it assigns itself to one troop, just like the Titans that come with Hyperion. They are it's just them.
Yeah, I've been able to beat P10 Cronoses with my Hell, so and Angora is just like paper with my Hell. So I don't think.
Yes, I agree with this. Maybe with the synergy, they will make her much better than the current version.
Oh, well, they attempt to do that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
If they give her about 800% armor and, make sure that you're going to get to max range resist, then maybe that'll help.
Yeah, well, also, if this relic gave ×2 for the 200% and gave 400 armor, see? It would help.
Yeah. No, they need to get Panthers to around 2,000 armor to be really untouchable.
Stalwart Rook. We're going to move on to the Guardian Relic. 70% Titan and Troop Health ×2. So that's 140%. It's nice. 50% Troop Elemental Resist, and then 50% Titan and Troop Melee and Ranged Resist.
Yes, Oceanus is waiting for this relic.
Yeah, this one is nuts.
Yeah,
this
so on
nuts.
Allied Death,
and the shield thing. Yeah.
Shield one troop per prestige level within its aura. So if you have P10, you're shielding 10 troops within its aura.
Yeah, exactly.
8 times.
It says it does it 8 times. So, yeah, I think, that's the first 8 times a troop dies. But think about it. The first time a troop dies, you're getting a shield. So you definitely want to be combining this with the Staff of Earth, where your shields get more
duration.
Duration and absorption. And hopefully the first time it drops, you're stopping the second death from happening right away.
Yeah, because if you're getting destroyed, that's not going to help, because those shields are not. Right. They're going to be going right on top of each other.
Yeah. So when you're attacking against this, you want to be, hitting a lot of things and having them all die all at once, so that basically all these shields are kind of like popping and then they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that that's going to actually happen.
So, yeah, the Stalwart Rook is definitely looking pretty nice, just for the simple fact that, that elemental and melee and ranged, and 140% troop health? Whew.
Now, the thing that's missing here is armor. I personally am fine conceding the arms race, but the perfect Titan to synergize with this would be a really tough Guardian that has a lot of armor.
Oh.
And extra shield absorption.
Chianos, it's only having 400. Maybe at position number 10.
So SPPs can expect to receive these relics early next week, with a full release to follow soon after, which means I see that as next week, basically, end of next week. But we'll see.
Waiting for the live stream. See how they will be working.
Yeah, I'll definitely be trying them out on a few different Titans of the current meta. But, well, that's the thing. What I'm thinking about doing is putting a few defenders out and throwing the defensive ones on, and then taking a few attackers out and trying out some of the ones that for attack. So it'll be an all-inclusive stream where people can attack me and try out the defenses at the same time. Watch my battles to see a few offensive relics to see how they work. So it'll be pretty neat.
I don't think Oceanus really has enough armor to make the stalwart rook really shine, but it will be good for him anyway. I mean, it's almost like an all-in-one relic for him.
Churro, that's a good idea. Prometheo, multi-stream next week? Try out the new 5 stars, Prometheo. Come on, we can.
I hope we can do it. I hope so.
Okay, because that would be cool. Because multi-stream would be really neat. You could see all sorts of different people attacking the new 5 stars, as well as, on my screen you'll see actually, the actual attacking of some with some of the 5 stars. So it'll be pretty neat.
Yeah, I hope we can set that up.
Yeah, that would be cool. All right, so let's see what we got here. I know we got a few more uses on this 4-star, and I have another 4-star too, because yes, I got one of the larger packages as well as the normal packages that I get for an event like this, because I don't want to be on Sunday night still grinding with relics, because that's the way it went the last few Finish Pluses for me. So I don't want to have to do that. Some people are like, well, Zalon, just stack them all and get it done right away. Well, I don't like doing that either. I like to be able to actually use one relic at a time, get all the battles in as well, and get all the souls that I possibly can. All right, so 62 people watching. Out of all the 5 stars we looked at, okay, which one, if you want to list a few, you can, but which one is most exciting that you're interested in pulling for yourself? Go ahead, chat. 62 people. Let me know. Because personally, myself, I'm really liking that rook. I think that's pretty good. I like that.
Me too.
I'm going for the king.
You going for the king? Well, that's the thing. I don't have Scorpion. So you did make a very good point on if you don't have Scorpion, you should definitely be going for the king. So
another thing to consider with the king is that on defense, you're still getting the melee and range resist, and it is still 80% troop damage and 100% troop armor piercing. So although you're not getting the corrupted troop drops, that melee and range resist can be hard to get, and it does overall compare favorably with Earthshaker, but you get range resist, whereas Earthshaker only gives you melee resist.
Thank you, Churro. Churro says hit the like. Drift says Paladin. 3-Face says Ranger 1. Islam Lulu says hi. Hello. Captain Howdy. None, because it's months before me to collect 9K. Oh, Captain Howdy. No. Oh, man. Prancing is what Churro wants. Don't forget to hit the like. Thank you, Speakerface.
In fact, when I get the king, I think I'm going to fuse an Earthshaker into it, because I have 6 Earthshakers, and I don't think I'm going to need 6 Earthshakers when I have the king.
Well, no, of course not. But Earthshakers are good. I actually just finished. I just finished fusing up my second Earthshaker. I only have 2, but
yeah, I'm actually forging up an Earthshaker right now. I've only had 1 leveled, and I'm working on my second one, so we're right there together. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, having more than one is any first generation, excluding the Shadow Dancer. Any first generation 5-star, you can have more than one, and they're excellent. So
yeah, I made the mistake for a long time of having 5 stars that weren't leveled because you have all the skills unlocked. I will tell you, the first thing you should be doing when you get a 5-star, you level that 5-star if you don't have another copy of it leveled. Doesn't matter if you don't plan on using it right away. Stop everything, level that 5-star so that you have it, because the 5 stars they define what the power cap is for your Titan, and so you're unlocking potential by having that 5-star, and so you might as well go ahead and get it leveled right away, because that gets you even, it elevates the cap. And you're getting more out of that leveling of the 5-star than you're going to get out of just about any other relic. So, there's a lot of 4 stars to work on, people who are still leveling up in the game. I understand you got to really figure out where you spend your time and energy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get a 5-star, stop everything, get it leveled right away.
I also if you
when is
have
the first one?
if you have the first if you do have the first one and have a second one sitting around, as soon as Conquest hits, that's when you start pounding away at that second one. I'm just saying, because it's definitely a time when you have a ridiculous amount of relics and you're trying to, not saying you don't have other things that might be, from a current Titan that you might have grabbed, synergy relic or relics that came with them and stuff like that you're trying to level up, but still dumping into your second 5-star if you have one of something, especially first gens, excluding the Shadow Dancer.
Yeah, for newer players, the best moment that you can play the game and just grind and do lots and lots of fights is Conquest. And recently there was a Conquest that was both Portal Surge and a fusion event. And that day is the best day in the whole history of the game to play the game, because you can just play and play and play, and you're getting a huge amount of credit for all of the extra Titans that you're dumping into other Titans to level them up. And you can just basically just play almost for free. I mean, it's so cheap, and you can keep on going and going and going and fill up your treasury and then just dump all that into your relics so that you get relic value, which the leveled relics are what you keep to keep going in the game as the Titan churn turns things over.
The Titan churn, yes, that's a good way of putting it. Free to play Zeus. It says, what's the word on the new Divine Relics? And thank you for joining in. Free to play Zeus, join Discord if you want. Definitely, we've been talking about all the different new 5-star relics. I did go through them all in depth just a little bit ago on the blog, and we looked at a lot of the skills and we're discussing things one by one. But Nadev Ravi says, for me, definitely the Ranger one. Drift, I'm not pulling the Infiltrator one. I'm not going to clandestine pawn. Come on.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to do that.
The word is overpowered.
Yeah.
These are 5.5 stars. They're much better than the other ones. And if you just spent your DGs, I'm sorry, but you didn't get the best thing in the game. And if you have been saving, which I have been, then this is what you're going to spend on. And I think, if you're busting people down with Lycan right now, then you're going to get the king and you're going to bust them even harder.
Right? Except
when are they coming out,
if some people grab
are they?
certain defensive 5 stars, you don't know. It could be a little more difficult. But
that queen could definitely make some fights really interesting.
that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, you could find yourself in a few situations where you're like, oh, my Lycan's doing awesome. Ooh, I'm getting the new 5-star. It's like, but some people with their defensive Titans that are actually, the ones that you're not, you might have a little more difficulty, they're going to be a lot harder. Just because.
I will say that they did not make the knight a Cerberus super synergy, so that does not make him suddenly better. But the queen does make Kronos bigger.
Oh yeah. And there's House. Thank you for joining, House. House, you can always join Discord too. It's early enough.
All right, Zalon, I got to do some work, but it was a pleasure, and I hope you have a good drive. I will stay on just to listen and chime in occasionally.
Thank you, Prometheus. That's awesome. Thank you for joining. I do appreciate it. We also got Wrecking Nomad on here as well, and Scrub, and Nadeem, and Speakerface.
What's up? When are the new rugs coming out?
It seems like they said that the SPPs will have them early next week, and then everything's rolling out soon after. So I'm assuming that means later in the week or early the following, if they're going to be slow about it. So.
And how much?
9K.
DGs is it?
9K.
Yeah.
So it's going to fall in. Let's see. It's going to go above the Archmage staff. And they're going to be all individual altars. So. Now, they didn't state if they're going to if they're all of a sudden going to take the bug relics and make them into a pull altar, or if they're going to leave them like this. I hope they leave them like this, because otherwise, we need some sort of notice if you're doing that. But, as Prometeo stated earlier, all these new relics are outshadowing a lot of the bug relics. So, do keep that in mind.
Yeah, I was kind of late on when you were talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
What are the stats?
Oh, individually on all of them? I'm not going to be reading them all off again, though, Wrecking Nomad. Sorry. Yeah, do you want on a specific one, or?
No, I was just curious because I didn't know about like new divine relics coming up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I read them off individually as we went through each one of them specifically, but yeah, some of the one that kind of stood out to me specifically, the Guardian one, being the fact that it's got 50% all elemental and 50% ranged and melee resist. That to me, and then of course 70% Titan and Troop health times 2 on defense, so that's 140%. I like that Rook. But at the same time, as other offensive relics are looking, though, too, the King does look very, very nice as well. But it is it's over there on the blog. So does that mean Nyx is definitely going to be a Divine Titan? That new Ranger relic on a DG Ranger would be OP. Yes, it's just a little confusing exactly if it's really, truly an offensive or defensive relic. Because it just seems a little odd. The stats are all offensive, but that, I don't know. It just seems like that synergy is just a little quirky with that. What Titan you guys use in Assault? Any Titan that puts out a lot of extra troops. So, I mean, obviously, not everybody's going to have, like a Hell or a, well, you might, because you might have just pulled one in the last Altar of Abundance. But there's a few different options for your Assault to be able to put out a lot of troops. Sekhmet was like the go-to for a good amount of time, but now there's a few different Titans as options that you could possibly use that'll put out a lot of troops, because you only can take 3 in. But with a whole bunch of extra summons, and Dio is another great option, Captain Howdy says. That's yeah, definitely. So...
Zalon, can you put your Discord up so Raging Cajun can join?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
He's asking for an invite or something. So.
Oh, yeah, here. Let me just do that
That's
real
what he means.
quick. I can do that. Hold on. Doop. There you go. No limit. There we go.
House is here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's gone again. He's gone. Oh, he's back.
He's only here for a quick second.
I think he's doing the okey dokey.
He's doing the hokey
Come back.
pokey. He's only here for a quick second.
And out,
Hold
and
on.
out shakes all about.
There we go.
My headphones aren't working.
There you go.
Oh, he's here.
And there we go.
This is awful. This is awful early.
Yeah, I know. I got to get on the road. It was either do it early or don't do a stream at all and just go through the weekend with no stream. So, either or. Those are my options.
Going to see the princess?
Oh, yeah, for the weekend. Yeah, we got to do some back-to-school shopping, and she also has another game. But the thing is, though, she also might... things might get rained out this weekend anyway. There's a lot of rain coming tomorrow and Sunday, so we'll see. Because last weekend, when I was coming back, I was stuck on the highway for 3 hours. In my 2 hour and 15-minute ride, about 45 minutes in, 3 hours later, we started again. It was pretty bad. I was passing out because, of course, I left at like 9:45 and expected to be home at like midnight. And of course, I left at 9:45 and got home at 3:30 in the morning. It was awful. Thank goodness I did not go to work on Monday. So, yeah. I was very blessed, because otherwise I would have had a serious problem. But it was all due to flash flooding. That's all it was. It was one of the main highways. Actually, it was Route 80 for some people that might know it. Route 80 that goes east to west in the United States. It literally goes from coast to coast. Just like 81 interstate goes from north to south on the east coast, I should say. 80 does go east, east to west, west to east, across the country.
I've been on 80 many times.
Yep. Well, actually, if you've been on 80 and you just keep coming towards the, towards Jersey, you'll go right past my hometown. Because my hometown is about 20 minutes right off of 80. And about 25 minutes off of 81. Because 80 and 81 just so happen to meet not too far away from where I live. But yeah, those two interstates are pretty pivotal to a lot of major transportation, a lot of supply chain. That I have to say, one of the terms of 2020 and 2021 that more people use than ever before: supply chain. No.
Yeah, my kid was sending pictures. He drove. They took off Monday from Cerritos, California, and they were going to Rhode Island. So they went through Pennsylvania.
Then they literally saw the exit sign that says Berwick, and that's my hometown.
Yeah.
They did, because I have friends that every once in a while they'll send me a picture of that sign specifically because they're going by it. So, also, 295 is another major north-south interstate that goes pretty much from, like, I forget where exactly it starts up north, but it goes all the way down to Florida. And when we talk about these long highways, Speakerface, yeah, we're talking about being on a highway for longer than 6 or 7 hours, which is, we know, that's more encompassing than your entire country. We know.
Yeah, no, I was about 7 hours when I went to Edinburgh at the car with my mate.
Okay, so 7 hours. Is that north to south or east to west?
That's from the Midlands to north, up Scotland.
Okay.
It was a long drive. I had to drive back and all.
Yeah, they've driven to Rhode Island is 47 straight hours.
47 straight hours. Wow.
Forget that. Why couldn't you catch a plane?
He's got to take a trailer and pick up another one.
Yeah.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, when you're what is he moving?
No, he drives for UPS.
He drives. Well, okay.
So they throw him on runs like that.
Wow.
Jesus.
What's up, Lawrence Wicks? Thank you for joining.
I make good money. He's gonna make about $6,000 for the week.
Yeah, but you can only do, in our country, you can only do so many hours because you got a taco in the cabin. You have to.
Yeah, but they got 2 drivers. They take turns, 10 hours a shot.
Oh right, yeah, got you.
10 hours.
Sleeping in the back.
Yeah, exactly. 10 hours on, 10 hours off.
Yeah, I got you.
So. What's it called? Nolan, I posted the Discord link in the chat. You just got to rotate up, right? It says 6:25 p.m., at least on mine, obviously. Yeah, I posted it right there. You click on that Discord link, it will take you to the Discord itself, and then you go from there. You just got to go find the voice chat and everything else from there, and or if you want to post in the general chat, that's fine. Churro says, I'd grind an event in 47 hours. Nice. That's right. All the way from coast to coast. Islam says 1 relic for 9k divine gems. It's very, very expensive. Yeah, but the let's look at it this way. You could have an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10 Titan for 7k DGs, or you can have a 10 out of 10 Titan for 9k DGs. It's like you look at the fact it's just going to give you more power, more. The stats are just a little bit bigger, a little bit better, and And with that extra step up, yes, that's how they justify their price, being higher. So
that's a lot.
it is.
A lot more.
But if you want it, you either go for that or you don't. Your options are one of two things.
Man.
You know.
I'm waiting. If I were to pull, it would be the champion.
Yeah, King for you.
That's one I'd choose. I mean, usually I pull champion relics, but I'd pull the champ. That's too good. That relic's great.
So, House, how many DGs do you have right now?
I have almost 16,000.
Okay, so if you did 9, that would put you back down to 7.
Yeah.
You okay with that?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm waiting for Divine Titans.
Ah, you're waiting for Divine Titans. Now, this is the thing, though. Like it was said by Obi-Zod here, it says that Ranger chess piece... almost read that as that Ranger cheese piece. The Ranger chess piece makes me want to double down on my irresponsible prediction that Nyx will be the first truly divine double duty Titan. Interesting. So you're thinking that Nyx is going to be offensive and defensive by saying double duty, and Nyx is going to be the only divine Titan. Is that what you're saying, Obi-Zon? That's a pretty crazy prediction.
But remember, we said that on your stream a while back ago that they have a Titan offensive defense. We haven't had one.
That just did both. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gave me the other Titan worth getting, not next, because it's always the same. They didn't mention Live Spark. They mentioned the other one what come out with him, and then Live Spark ended up being the better one because they didn't really show that much about him. And it'll be the same with Nyx, I reckon.
But do you think the Divine Titan's going to be more Divine Gems? That's going to be.
Oh yeah, they're up in everything, aren't they?
Yeah, this Champion Relic is really good. Imagine what's missing on Gaia. Armor piercing. What do you get with that 5-star? Armor piercing.
Only 200% though. Oh wait, no, maybe no. It's higher than that. It's higher than that. What am I saying?
And on Lycaon, forget about it.
Oh, Nolan, that is the link for my Discord. So that is it. It is posted.
I just can't see spending $9K when for I don't know. You gonna do it? You're waiting for Divine Titan. I know.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I only have 10,000. Well, almost 11,000. Almost 11,000.
You'll wait for 9. And I got to see the Divine Titan before I pull anything.
Well, if the Divine Titans aren't as good as everybody thinks, or they think they're going to get overshadowed quickly, then everybody's going to be pulling relics.
I think the Divine Titan's going to be good because they've held off for a long time.
Well, I have more DGs than I do have regular gems right now, so.
Yeah.
It goes back to what I was saying about the power cap. So if you're playing with Lycan already, and you're using Earthshaker, then switching to the King is going to increase your power cap. It's going to give you a new maximum potential that you can achieve. I don't have the pomegranate, but it still increases the power cap that I could achieve, and so I think I'm probably going to go for the King and give Lycan a spin, even though I don't have the Horde prestige food to get a Void Titan to probably even 7. Maybe I could get him to 7. I definitely can't get him to 10. But yeah, I think with 4 and with the King, I'll be knocking stuff down.
So I have them at 10. I have the pomegranate and I have the Scorpion Sting.
And you're killing things, right?
Yeah, every once in a while you run into a Minerva that'll give you problems, like a rage build if you don't do it right. It can clear you off the map, but usually you can beat everything.
Yeah. House eats people's garrisons for breakfast. We know.
Oh, for some reason there's a couple. It just depends. There's a couple rage builds that are difficult if you don't move your troops around, right? Most of the people in our
I can already hear it now at House's house. I can hear him all of a sudden somebody walks in on house raiding somebody with a Minerva, and they start talking to him, and he's like, "Shh, be quiet! It's a rage build. I'm getting crushed." People can't bother you when you're hitting rage build Minervas. I know you probably.
Hey, there's Vintage. That's Vintage.
Yeah.
He'll probably pull it.
So, Mr. Vintage, thank you for joining. We did go over all the 5-star relics already, or a little earlier in the stream, and went through their stats. But what is your take on some of these new ones?
Well, it as always depends on, what you have for 5 stars, what you have for Titans, what's prestiged, and what are you using. But in the world of you have everything right now, I'm not sure anything moves the needle. So your 2 best defenders are Minerva, Oceanus, and Kronos. There's 3 good defenders.
Yeah.
Of course, the Ranger Relic does not help Minerva at all. The Radiant Queen, the Paladin Relic, I don't think it slows down Hell at all. Now the Stalwart Rook,
I like the
that
Rook.
might be something on Oceanus P10. I want to screw around with it on DOT database, because just with the elemental resist, the melee resist, range resist, you'll have so many relics for not only freeze and rage and troop damage. That could be something. Now, on attack, again, Hell, the primary matchup is Kronos. I don't think the Prancing Knight really moves the needle much, because, maybe you get 5 more Storm Maidens, but does it matter?
Right.
Where the Hornet, you get extra troops anyway, and honestly, with the Forsetti's axes, I think the damage is so freaking high. You don't have as much armor piercing, but, I don't think the Berserker Relic moves the needle. And this is today, people. I don't want you coming back at me 4 weeks from now when some crazy attacker comes out that's perfect for one of these relics and saying, "Oh, you said it didn't move the needle."
Yeah, but
So
Vintage said it didn't move the needle.
Right. So finally we have Righteous King, because Lycaon is the man, right?
Yeah.
If you have the Scorpion, does this relic do much for you? I think the answer is no, man.
But I don't have the Scorpion, Vintage. I don't.
Yeah, if you don't have the Scorpion, the Righteous King, if you're using Lycaon, is going to be a massive upgrade over the Earthshaker.
Right. Okay. I was just going to say, the 2K extra DGs, should I go 7? Should I go 9? I think it's justified, but that's just...
Go 9.
Yeah, if you're someone like myself who does not have Scorpion.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go the 9, because if you're going to invest, go ahead and invest in something that's a little better and is going to have more longevity.
Yeah.
Because the corrupted troops at some point might make a massive difference.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's exactly the point I was going to make, is that when you think about the fact that Lycaon has a lot of stuff already, and so you're dealing with the Titan who, the corrupted troops are a nice addition, but it's not necessarily make or break. But in the future, you might have a Titan that doesn't rely so much on the extra Omegas and summoning and all that stuff, and just has really ridiculous buffs for the base troops. But then you're adding 3 corrupteds that are getting that stuff on top of that. Like, those corrupteds could be, like, the linchpin.
Yeah, because if there's a future defender that comes out that standard Lycaon can't handle, this Righteous King might be the key to beating it. Now, the one that has the most upside potential, I think the one that could certifiably be game-breaking is if they bring out an excellent attacking infiltrator, because 450% armor piercing, plus the Council Insignia, that's almost 700 armor piercing on top of whatever else you get. that will probably invalidate all armor in the game.
And you've
But right
got
now-
the you've got
yeah,
the
right now
critical
that
and the
Titan
truth
doesn't
damage on that one. That one's crazy, and the melee resist. That one, I agree. It has the potential, but at the current moment, it isn't the relic.
Yeah, we don't have the Titan for that relic yet.
Well, real quick,
Oh,
Random
my.
Dragon on the Street brings up a great point. Divine Conversion will drop same week as new DG Relics. I can see that happening. That probably
course.
means the new DG Titans will be a month later, just in time for the next Divine Conversion event, in
Yeah. I'm
quotes.
still convinced the Divine Titans are not in the game. It's going to be, they have to announce an update, then the update has to come, and then the DG Titans show up. I think that's the sequence of things.
And hopefully they're good Titans.
Of
Yeah,
course.
when we talk about the cadence of what are you doing with your DGs and when, it depends on how many you have and what your goal is. Personally, I don't have the Scorpions thing. I have Lycan. I want to get the King, but I am considering just waiting a few weeks, and seeing how far I can get Prestige on Lycan. And, I'm not in a war alliance right now, so I can afford to be patient and see if we get an Infiltrator within a month of these things dropping that gives me a reason to take that Infiltrator relic. That said, I don't really want to take an Infiltrator relic because I have a lot of Infiltrator relics, but I think Vintage is right. It does have a lot of potential, and the King looks awesome right now, but we might see something drop within a few weeks that makes you wish that you saved.
Yeah, because, Cerberus was an unexpected defensive reskill. If Minotaur is an unexpected offensive reskill, maybe this clandestine pawn is like, oh my gosh, you have to get it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we can easily see this is how we've reacted many, many times in the past with new DG Relic releases is, it doesn't look that great. Mantis Vintage specifically. And now
Yeah.
Mantis was a very pivotal defensive relic there for a little bit. It still is in certain Titans. So,
If you're trying to avoid regrets in this game, you will almost never regret not spending. The thing that you will regret is spending and not leveling or using. So, just stick with your guns on your choice of whether you spend or not. And if you do spend, level it and use it.
Yeah. And if you're like in my situation, you have Lycan, he's one of your primary attackers, you have the Scorpion, and you're currently beating everything you want to beat. Then you don't get the Righteous King, you wait. Again, if a Titan comes out that I can't get through, but people are using those corrupted horde on the Righteous King to defeat it, well then maybe you go get it. So it's just, I don't see a pressing need for any of these right now, unless you have a gaping hole on a P10 Titan where you're like, all I need is a good 5-star, and this is my primary attacker or garrison defender.
And left what?
Yeah, and like I said, I'm still going for Frasetti's, even though this happened, because I want to have something I can use other than Axis of War, because that's really only great for Hell. In the current meta, Frasetti's is probably even got upside against Axis of War for Hell if you're going up against a Kronos, for example. And so I think go ahead and stick with your strategy and think about what you're doing in terms of how you're going to hold on to those DGs. But it's not necessarily given that the 9K is better than whatever you have today.
Yeah, I mean, if I have a wish list for Zalon's live streams next week when he gets these things, it's P10 Oceanus with the Stalwart Rook.
Okay.
It's the Radiant Queen on Kronos, just to see if it does anything.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's it, because those are the two defenses that I'm most interested in attacking. Because on offense, again...
Wait, what about Minerva?
Well, that Prescient Bishop doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Not for Minerva.
It's true. I
do want to see whether Lycan gets a substantial benefit from the King, because of the fact that there's so many bugs in the game. I just want to see if the corrupteds are actually making an impact.
Yeah, and so, Zalan, I will volunteer my garrison. I have a nice Minerva on it. If you want to bring your P10 Lycaon with the Righteous King just to confirm that you can, kind of stomp on it, that'd be good.
Yeah. Well, like I said, for the stream, I mentioned this earlier. I want to have a few defenses up, and then I'm also going to go out and attack, obviously, so that it can be like a kind of a back and forth action. Because most of the time, it's only, hey, we got one new Titan. You know what I mean? So in this case,
really cool.
yeah, in this case, I hope to have maybe like 3 or 4 defenders out, on a few lands and also on garrison. And then rotate the attackers with some of the different relics as well, and go up against certain defenses like you mentioned there, Vintage. So definitely want to do that next week. I'm guessing Tuesday, but maybe Monday. I mean, if it's Monday, sorry. What's going on next week? What do we got? I know we got the 13th trials for the event, but what's going on during the week? Is it Assault?
Assault,
I believe.
Assault? Okay, yeah. So that's going to start on Tuesday usually, not Monday. And they don't have anything listed for Monday, right?
No.
I didn't think so. But we had something happen this last Monday, even though it wasn't listed either. So, yeah, we still could see something happen on Monday. But if anything, maybe we'll just maybe get the stuff on the SPP counts on Monday, and we could just start playing around with everything. That'd be great, because then waiting too long, I would like to see do a live stream for, we'll see, Hercules or whatever ends up coming out for next week.
Raging Cajun joined Discord. I think he was trying to say something, but he's gone now.
Yeah, that does happen.
I'll speak up.
Let's see.
I just don't think he wanted to interrupt Prometheus.
And that does happen, of course. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, you don't want.
Look at this alliance. War Raider, look at dragons. 694 in VP. 694 million.
To go back to something that the Vintage is saying, the threshold of materiality for these new relics goes back to the question of, do you have something that's good enough so that you're winning the fights that you're going after right now? And if the answer is yes, then you may not want to spend right now.
Yeah.
If you don't have something that is good enough to win fights, but you're okay waiting until the next couple Titans come out, then maybe you just sit on the sidelines and keep saving so that you just you're not warring. So why would you worry about it? Right. Because that choice is going to be locking you in with whatever the Titan is for this meta. But again, if you're not going to be doing an event for the next 3 months and you just want to spend your DG and have some fun, then go right ahead.
Yeah. And to that point, take the Hell versus Kronos matchup. If you're going out there and you're pooping all over Kronos right now with what you have, what does the Prancing Knight do for you? Now, maybe it shaves a minute and a half off the battle somehow. I have my doubts. But say that's the case. Okay, then you got to decide, how much is that minute and a half worth? It's those kinds of decisions. Because if you're already beating everything you want to beat, what are you doing? So, 9,000 DGs, folks.
Yeah.
You're 3K away from Divine Titan land.
Mm-hmm. So
we finished. They might be 20K. The inflation.
Yeah, inflation. Get out of here, house.
Who
knows? I mean, these are obviously better 5-star relics, so that's how they're dictating the extra increase in DGs and where it sits. So.
Yeah. Well, and if you're just starting the game,
relics, it's a testament to 9,000 DGs. You better have the Titan. You better have the prestige food. You better have a plan.
So 9,000 DGs, Vintage, to a player that is like yourself, that is how much time?
If I did everything, every event, and I went for top 100 in every single individual event, that's probably close to, but maybe not quite 3 months.
Okay.
So on. Just let's put
Sounds about right.
Finish.
These
How
divine
long?
titans are going to be the dearest, yeah.
Finish. Is that 1 day? 1 day on the divine conversion?
Yeah, I mean, if you got $900, have at it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the price tag they put on these. They're the ones that monetize divine gems. They are saying these are worth $900.
Are you able to use the divine conversion altar multiple times now? I thought
Well,
the first time it came around, you could only do it once.
The top two are only one use. The bottom
Right,
one
that's right.
is the one you can reuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $10 for 100 divine gems.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's $100 for every 1,000.
I bought the top one, then I'm like, wait, where'd it go? It disappeared.
Yeah, folks, I'd like to say something.
What's up, Raging Cajun? Thank you for joining. Go ahead.
Yeah, remember last week how Val and a couple other people mentioned moving down the Gold League and just going down there and decimating them and et cetera, et cetera.
Warring.
Possibly,
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
I moved my team down there,
Yeah.
and we have been recruiting. We've gotten 10 players that had no idea about the community.
Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. Raging Cajuns, that's the thing. You've already become enlightened enough to know that there's a lot more than just what goes on in the game. There's many people that don't.
Yeah.
There's many people that don't.
Oh, we picked up 10 good players. One of them is an event player. You know, event players, you got to spend money and...
Well, not always, but yes, it's true.
But this guy is going to spend some money. And
Sure.
I'm like, welcome to the team.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's great.
It's always a bonus to the club, that is.
Going down to lower leagues is not a bad idea if you're looking for more players, especially some newer players to help your team grow. So,
Good.
Well, we were broken off from Rogue, and we had only 16 players.
mhm.
Now we're at like 25.
Very nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, one of the most rewarding things that I found of being an alliance crown and having a team was when you find those players who are, you know, they've discovered the game, you know, years later than most of the old school players, but they are now like rapidly spending and playing and trying to, you know, drive their way up, and yet they don't really get like that as long as you're at like castle, call it 18, and you're finishing events, then that qualifies you to be in one of the best teams in Legend League, you know, and going and just finishing events for souls, because, you know, the top event teams just, they don't care what you do during the week. All they want is souls. And then you can go and you can join an event team and you can get an extra, you know, a copy of the 4-star Titan every week, and there's other, you know, you can get Legend League divine gems, and you can be part of a community where like there's a really active conversation about the game, and some of these players are in teams where like a lot of players just don't do anything on an event, and they're really the anchor for the whole team. And I would say, look, you may like the guys you're hanging out with, but there's a lot of fun people up here in Legend League, and they'll really
Masters.
appreciate what you're doing.
I'm going to say Masters
Yeah,
too
and
for me.
Masters. Masters is great too.
Yeah, I was just going to say because
Raging Cajuns.
Raging Cajun. Real quick question: where does your alliance normally play before you went down to Gold League?
Oh, we were up in the upper leagues. I mean, we went all the way to the top,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, we play any league.
Okay, sure.
We're more of a warlike team,
Sure.
but we are not aggressive in a sense. We are more like a protective team. You know, like if you attack us, we're gonna shred you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically.
He's
And
gone down to gold and recruited them players so he can defend against the ice and them who were going to cap and delete. He's just gone down there for give a bit of defence and fight back. You know what I mean?
Raging Cajun, that's fantastic. This game requires stewardship sometimes, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm definitely guilty of not making enough videos for the early castle guys these days.
Me too.
But there's like a whole ecosystem down there, and it's fantastic that you're going down there and helping those guys out.
And
just create a block
we're
against
recruiting
dice and all
it.
that to make it harder.
All I did was open up the alliance, and people have been just joining. And
well, if you're closer to the top, if you're closer to the top, they will.
They want more.
We're a very, very organized team. So if I give a command, the team goes out and does it. And if I'm sleeping, my lieutenants or my officers do the same thing. It's a very structured,
well-oiled machine. Yes, that's good. That's good.
Multicultural around the world.
Yeah, well, that's good too, because you want people awake when you're not.
Yeah. We have people in all different time zones.
Hey, I need to send Chance and Churro down there so you can whip them into shape.
There you go.
Hey, have you got the big spoon this week, House?
No.
Yeah, because you're staring. His Sangre's normally got.
Oh, here he goes. Here he comes.
Here he goes.
Sorry. I got to respect his authority.
What's up, Frantic?
That's what he told me.
So real quick in chat. So Zalana, I was mentioning some of the metrics that'll be interesting with these new relics. So IQ 56, he's very familiar with my garrison. He says it takes about 4 minutes. So if you come in with Lycaon with the new champ relic and you blow it away in 3 minutes, that will be a fantastic data point. Just for instance.
Agreed.
So it's halfway through the battle, 3 minutes.
Oh.
What's up, Space King? Thank you for joining. Feranic says maybe I should move my mini there for a bit. Yeah, Feranic, do whatever you want with your mini. Feranic's mini is pretty awesome. Feranic, I also saw in my Discord when you posted, this was a little bit ago, probably almost a week at this point, but, or as the British would say, a fortnight. But anyway, this was
2 weeks.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. A fortnight's 2 weeks. Gosh, sorry. 2 weeks. It might have been a fortnight ago, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, but Feranic.
A fortnight, we say. A fortnight.
All right. Anyway, so Feranic, you completed the game from your opinion because you hit player level 50, and I'm sure everything else is all max too as well. So congratulations, Feranic. That's awesome. I'm still on my way. 48. It's going to happen soon enough. I did max all my spells out, though, just this last week, so that did happen, finally. So, I now have a level 25.
Grinding Conquest so he can be level 50 before the end of the year.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. Look at that. 54,000 of 940,000. So, yeah, we'll see how long it takes.
I think Darth a good point to talk about.
Can you test my garrison?
What's up, Nadim?
I'm saying
we are on the same server. I'm with Total Energy. Can you test my Hyperion? It's species number 7.
You want me to test your Hyperion right now? I'm just roaming with a level 38 or 39, 38 Zabava. You want me to test your Hyperion with my main account? I probably don't have a good attacker for that. So, no. I can't.
Don't have the car.
Yeah. I mean, because you probably got what do you have? P7, P10 Hyperion?
P7.
Yeah.
P7.
Yeah, Zalon, you'd need a P7 Lycaon.
And I don't have that. Not right now. Not right now.
It's in the works.
It is in the works, but it's not right now, unfortunately.
Max players are losing against my castle with Hyperion. Max players only piece they win with the Scorpion Sting. This is the only way. Scorpion Sting is the way to go.
Nadim, I just have to say, you're an awesome guy, and I love your videos, and I watch them all the time. job promoting the game and getting people like myself, and I'm a crown of a team, and I bring in all these new players to the game.
Nadeem shows lower level players how to use the troops. He's good. You know, you can't fault him on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the community in large is very good, and
Yeah,
we
they cover
provide
all the bases.
Yeah, we provide each other with information, and you guys talk to the devs,
Well,
believe it or not.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. We don't have that much pull, but we try to do our best. I mean, when we put out when we try to talk about very important topics that are going on in the game, we do our best, but their response is obviously still up to them whether they really are going to do something about it or
The
not.
response is more passive.
Say we talk at the devs.
Yeah, we do. We talk at them. Yes.
Like Nadeem says, Antigen hasn't released
But
anything lately.
Vintage has gotten. Your biggest complaint was being able to select your own relic and buy it with DG.
Oh yeah,
That is
yeah, we
already-
did that dragon.
Yeah, that's already happened.
Oh yeah. Well, I said it specifically.
Listening to us.
We all discussed
I said that
We all
specifically
discussed that.
in the beginning of this stream because when the developers put in their blog that these relics, the new ones, will be all in individual altars, I said this specifically is for Vintage. So that's why they put that in there.
Really?
Well, Vintage has been saying for years it shouldn't be a casino pull when you put all that work into DGs. And everybody agrees with that.
All right, time out. Vintage already had his tournament. You've seen what it was.
My case in point. You know, everyone has a voice in this game. It's just whether they listen or not.
This is true.
Yeah.
Hey, Raging Cajun, who's your favorite YouTuber?
Not Chance. Not Chance.
It's gotta be my buddy Churro.
Churro, yeah.
Go with Churro.
Churro's good.
What?
Because Churro is my boy, and we've talked a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so
Churro-
Raging Cajun, are you on the West Coast?
Okay.
Are you on the West Coast?
Yeah, Churro's number one. Who's second place?
Well, you know what? Churro's kind of like a girl. He just listens.
No.
Yeah,
No,
DG,
House.
You might go on Churro a bit more.
Sometimes it's nice to let the people on your Discord talk and you just meld into the background. That's part of your stream. But, you know,
Well,
I know
you know
you and
what?
Chance like to keep the banter up, so.
The biggest influence in the game, I think, is Vintage and Zalon because they have the biggest voices out of all of the YouTubers.
Well, at this
Be
point,
honest.
I appreciate
I've
all the people that
listened to
come onto my
everything.
Discord because that's where the voice comes in.
I've listened to everything for the last year, just about, and you guys have made the biggest impact, Vintage and Zalon, because of your voices are actually heard by the devs, believe it or not.
There's Godan coming back.
Yeah, I want to know
was gonna
too.
say, Godan, Solja, those guys used to have a big impact too, but
Yeah.
Zalon has been the most consistent of all of us.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
Raging
we
Cajun.
know they're listening. We
I'm
know
not
they're
putting smoke
listening
up
to
your
this.
salon, but yeah.
You know they're listening.
All right. They are. Well,
sorry,
somebody
sorry,
is.
I'm sworn
Somebody
again.
is there. It might be a
All right.
lowly person, but you know.
I'm Raging Cajun. Will you do me?
You're gonna have to stop. He already gets fanned by palm leaves.
Yeah, Chance and House are like Chance just wants to hear where he is on the list.
Chance, you haven't even made the blog.
Yeah, well,
Hands on the blog.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It is gonna happen. Chance and House will get on the blog one day. It will happen.
Hey,
And
okay,
you-
everybody
you
calm
actually
down for a
broadcast
second.
it, I would
Raging
listen.
Cajun, can you do me a favor and look at your Discord? You see that Prometheo guy on your Discord?
Very good.
That's my favorite. You gotta go watch his videos. He's a really good one too.
I make videos.
Yeah. Yo, you made some really good videos. Your quality on content was amazing, Prometheo. But your live streams are also amazing. Prometheo still can do multi-stream live streams. Yeah.
I appreciate all of you guys, and look, I love making videos for this game. It's really fun to be part of this community, and look, I have the highest respect for Zalan being the one who's keeping the torch aflame and keeping the SPP account open for us. Exactly, he is the roundtable master. Vintage, I feel, has always been the pound on the table, this is what we really need guy who has gotten things done. And if there's any contribution that I would like to hope that my work made to the game, I hope that by showing the devs that you could actually calculate a power level for a Titan, and you could look at the numbers and you could boil it down and you could figure out, the net aggregate power of, what it is that we're looking at. I hope that they took that to heart and that has helped them guide the new meta. Although they really messed up the order of releases for the Dragon Slayers, it would have been much better if Zababa came later. Mm-hmm. I do think the Dragon Slayers were relatively consistent in their overall power level, although it was a bit spotty because of the weaknesses in the game engine. I think that they've worked through some of that now, and it's a bit better in the current phase of the meta, and that we're getting a little more dynamic give and take on offense and defense. And so I hope that, this new set of 5-star relics, which are definitely a big power step up overall, are going to fit together and work as a meta in their overall power. I think that they are pretty well designed in terms of the numbers. I'm excited to see how they actually fit together, but I do think that offense overwhelms defense on purpose. I think that these relics are going to continue that, and I don't think that what we have in the defensive stable is going to cut it against. When you throw these new offense 5 stars on, I think that people are going to see their castles getting creamed.
Prometheo, your builds and videos were priceless. You need to get back doing them again.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, if anything, if there was a video that I would think would be the best right now, specifically, oh crap, I came in the wrong. Oh, never mind, I'm all right. It would be a what's it called, a which Titans, like the new attacker, like the newest attackers and defenders that everybody's using with the right 5 stars with what's coming out. I honestly think that video would be incredibly good next week, basically next week when it's all happening.
Right, so that's your project for this week, Prometheo. Give out your orders.
I mean, that would be the best.
You know what I'd like to see is every week that anyone, doesn't matter what content provider puts out a YouTube video, give your opinion on what you're using as, this is my number one attacker, this is my number one defender, and the community will respond to that in a sense of, yeah, I want that Titan, or
it's a different angle from a different person, so it gives you more information.
Exactly.
You've got to have it.
You guys are the pinnacle of this entire evolution of the game, and you have great influence, believe it or not. Whether the devs listen or not is beside the point, but I think they do. I really do. And you guys have influenced myself, my entire team, because I provide them information based off of your input. Because not everyone can get on YouTube and, peruse all of these videos. But
exactly.
I do it for my team and provide them information because they ask me, oh, should I go for this Titan? Is it good?
Yeah, the most common question. The most common question.
Yeah,
is it
exactly.
good?
The apps give us nothing. The
Is this
content
one worth it?
creators give us everything.
And you feel
is
horrible
the-
giving the wrong advice. You do feel horrible because you know that person who could have a family or could be a younger person with no family, but either or, they could be putting in finances or their time to do this event, and then when it really isn't what they were looking for and they were given kind of poor advice, more or
my-
less,
Zalon,
you know.
God,
they've got their
Zalon,
own
that
mind.
is the best advice in the world.
You
You're
know?
absolutely correct.
Yeah, they've got their own mind, and they're the ones who press the button in the end. They have enough
You know?
content creators to give them different angles. So
Yeah,
each
well,
time he makes a
That,
choice.
that's the whole point of also
It's
having
the concept of being
roundtable
around.
discussions. Doing roundtable discussions gives you aspects where you got your chance and house opinion, you got your vintage opinion,
Yep.
you know, you
Yep.
got your Nadeem
Yep.
opinion. That's the thing. I like the fact that Nadeem puts out the videos on what he thinks things that are coming up, because they don't always match up with what Gaming on the Dark Side puts down. And if they don't, that's fine. Having multiple different ideas of what's going to be coming out is not a bad thing. And look who
Exactly.
as soon as I bring Gaming on the Dark Side up, look who comes into my Discord. Look at that.
Who's gaming on the dark side?
Yes.
Right. Well,
You have been
Zalon,
summoned.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, Zalon, because sometimes it does take food off the table. And so when people call Zabava the best attacker of the meta, when really Gaia and Mahaha were better, I mean that doesn't sit well with me either. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Nothing
So
sits well with you.
if I could respond to something that was said
Oh,
before,
God.
the not chance. I won't dignify him.
Yeah. Don't get baited. Don't get baited. It's all right.
The question,
Hey, you know what? There's no love lost there.
yeah, the question of should I get this Titan? You know, is this one good enough? Is this? I mean, I did a lot of work on, you know, during the Horde meta especially, and during the War Gods meta, of looking at, you know, is this one good enough? You know, is this a real step forward? And you know, in some cases, a Titan just really isn't. And it used to be that they were much more inconsistent in their releases. I mean, Sobek, for example, and then Bast. You know, it's like Sobek was worthless, Bast was awesome, and you know, there was a real opinion to be had there. At some point, I just got tired of selling their product, and so that's another reason why you haven't seen as much analysis out of me. Is, you know, I'll play the game, I'll be part of the community. You know, I love you guys, and it's important that we talk about the game and what's in it.
Mhm.
But, you know, if you just focus your videos on, you know, breaking down the latest, hottest stuff and how you use it, you know, then on some level, are you just selling their product, and do you feel comfortable doing that? And so I think Vintage and I have both struggled with that.
I just like trying things out. That's what I like doing. I like trying things out. I like having fun. So.
Well, Prometeo, and that's a great point. Like, yeah, sometimes you make mistakes and you have to own up to it. Like you calling Zabava a meta breaker when Gaia and Mahaha were better, right? You gotta own up to that. Yeah.
See, that's your opinion.
That's his
You
opinion.
know, there's people that agree with you. There's people that think you're
yeah.
stupid. I mean,
And
you can't make everybody happy.
and I'm gonna break my own
This
rule.
is precisely why I covered every single event for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the point where, you know, just like Prometeo said, you know, you can't, well, it's up to the individual, but I became uncomfortable telling people how to spend their money.
Oh yeah.
I can't do
You
it.
can't hear no one argue when you said chance is stupid, could you?
Well, let me tell you a story
Oh, here
that
we go.
just recently happened. One of my players on my team came down with COVID. His entire family got it, and he's in Indonesia. Okay, and
Thank you, Sarah.
another player sent him 250 pounds just to support his family because he lost his job because he had COVID and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that is the community I want to be a part of.
Yeah, that's
the
amazing.
people that support each other no matter what. I mean, this is an extreme case, obviously, but it shows the flavor of how our community backs each other up. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, and it's not an isolated story. I've heard, good things being done by players for players, and that doesn't necessarily happen in all games.
Yeah, and it is because I do have to say that it does have to show that the community is incredibly it can be very generous, because there's plenty of people that'll also say, well, I've ran into a lot of people that are super mean, Zalon, but at the same time, not everybody's a chance, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, but no, not everybody is like a whole bunch of nasty messages in in-game chat. It's definitely awesome. A lot of people have met plenty of other people through the game itself. Even actually my best friend who played the game for about a year, maybe a little bit longer than a year, he actually met a few people on there, and this was before all this crazy stock stuff that's been happening in the U.S. But he met somebody that him and this guy that he met from, I forget what state he was from, but it might have been like Ohio or Washington, somewhere. And he said, he had great stock tips, and I got into the stock market just because of him, and blah, 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 blah. And he still, to this day, does a whole bunch of different things. And this is just my best friend who doesn't play the game anymore. He did uninstall the game, it must have been like 6 or 8 months ago. He told me about it the day it happened, too. He goes, it's happening. I'm uninstalling it. He's like, I just need more room on my phone because I'm getting this new stock app. So it's like, okay, whatever. So that, like I said, you never know who you might meet in the game on your team or playing against that are amazing people. You might have very similar interests that even have to do with outside of the game, nothing to do with the game whatsoever. That's why Discord is huge. I know people still chat online. People still chat with the band app. So there's plenty of people that talk about other things. And also, too, that's another great thing about a lot of my streams as well, is we do talk about things that are completely out of the Dawn of Titans realm. So, yes, there's amazing and great people in this community, and a lot of them do end up showing up here on my live stream, and I have to thank each and every one of you that are on Discord because you are part of this group. So,
chances like skeleton Albert carries on his back, you just want punching.
Well, you speaker face.
Yeah, see, speaker face. Speaker face has become, well, see, that's the thing. And now, Raging Cajun, now that when you take the time to come onto Discord, figure it all out, and do what you're doing right now, and be on a live stream, and you're going to re-listen to this live stream later, guaranteed, because you sound like you do enjoy, having live streams on in the background while you're playing, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
So when you re-listen to this stream later, and you're like, oh man, that's me, you know what I mean? I'm going to tell you right now, you've leveled up, and you've heard me talk about this before. When you do this,
yes, I have.
When you do what you're doing right now, you enjoy the game even more. And that is what it's all about. What I'm doing here on YouTube, I'm enjoying this game even more than just sitting there by yourself, nothing else going on, and you're just playing the game.
Yep.
So,
you're absolutely right.
See, you heard it here first, guys.
Yeah,
playing by yourself isn't as fun.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying. I
represent only 25 souls in my team.
Mm-hmm.
However, those people are the most loyal players. They will obey commands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a bunch of officers. Like, half my team is officers.
Yeah.
And because I can't always be there, right?
You can only have
we have a structure to where if they make a decision, everyone supports it. Period. Like, oh, this guy attacked my garrison and blah blah blah. Shave him. If the order is given, that is it. You're getting shaved.
And it will happen.
That's how my team runs.
And that's good.
My team is very structured.
And now that this has happened, doesn't it make your game even more fun when you're in a good group? I mentioned this quite often.
No idea.
And Raging Cajun, would you suggest to any other players listening right now, if you are one of the only people on your team that seems interested in doing events as a team, not implying that you're everybody has to complete the event or something like that, but if everybody on your team puts in a certain amount of souls, you'll find yourself in a way better rank position, and guess what? You might even be in top 100 and get a brand new 4-star Titan, and nobody on your team actually did the event. What were you going to say?
Currently, we're in top 500, and I'm the only one that complete the event.
Okay.
So, I mean, we don't require, our minimums are very low.
Yeah.
Like, we are a VP grinding team like no other. Like, I have one of the best players, Auditor. I'm going to mention his name because he is awesome. This guy does 10, 20 million a week.
Week in, week out? Nice.
Every week, 20 million, 10 million, 15 million. I mean, this guy's relentless on VP. So he's my VP grinder.
Nice.
Right? And then I have myself, the crown, and my lieutenant, my lady, who completes events. So the two of us complete the event, and we usually wind up in the top 500.
Thank you, House.
Typically.
We've got one who does 20 million a week, but he jumped ship middle of the week and dumped his 20 million VP. What use is that? It's not loyalty, is it?
My players do not dump. No. No. My players are here to stay, and that is the community we build, is because we protect them. And I have a couple of lower level players, like
the real newbies. Actually, Raging Cajun, what castle level are you?
I'm in like 21, I think.
Nice. I'm just curious. I just went. And how long have you played? Did you say?
1 year.
A full year. Okay. Go ahead.
And my troop levels are only 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I kick anyone's ass. Like,
well, nice.
If a player will post a castle, for example, and they'll like, this guy hit me 3 times. He hit my castle 3 times. I will attack him with my P10 Hell and decimate him.
Yeah.
And if let's say I'm not available, right?
There's always somebody else.
My officers will do the same thing.
Well, that's good. Having everybody on the same page is the best way to play.
We have a protection of our own team that, no one else has.
Well, I was going to say, currently, since you said you're in Gold League right now on the recruitment run, are you number 1 in the league right now?
Yeah, we got like 62 million on VP.
Nice. Like, so does that mean you're going up to the
number 2 is at 4 million?
Well, so you're going up to the next. You're taking these guys all the way up. Then is that your game plan to just jump leagues then continuously then?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're definitely gonna.
So we're definitely gonna have to. So Raging Cajun, you're gonna check back with us next week and let us know how you do in the what is it, platinum?
Gold.
Yeah.
Well, he's in gold right now. He's in gold league right now, so he's moving up to platinum. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will do that for sure.
Raging Cajun, Raging Cajun, are you recruiting? I know a guy who likes to be in Gold League.
Yeah. It's the guy saying hey right now.
No. Hey, when does DG start? What league?
DG starts down in champs, right? It's what for rank rewards. Are you talking about weekly season rewards?
Yeah.
I think it's champs. It's champs,
right.
masters, and then legends. So it's only the top 3 leagues get DGs, I think.
The thing is, we're bringing in players who had no idea that there were organized teams.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good.
And
Yeah, but you're getting educated.
We scooped them up, and we're going to bring them with us, and they're going to have a great time playing this game.
And that's
Trust
good.
me.
That's good. You're doing
So
you're doing Kobar's work.
I suggest that all of the major teams that have, families and multiple teams and blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
Go down the Gold League and recruit.
Yeah, because otherwise a lot of those new players do go stagnant down there, which sucks because they either stay in Gold League and realize that they're like, well, I don't really see any other potential in the game.
Exactly. We go down there, I recruit.
Giving them hope.
I did it.
Giving them hope.
Salon,
I'm scooping them up. Let me tell you, I'm scooping them up, and there's some really good players.
Well, I just like to say something.
You teach the lower level troops how to enjoy the game and how to win.
Hey, Chance just got a star in our alliance, and he's he's the recruiting officer. So this is the truth. I'm not lying.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
God, Nico, you're not gonna let me get through this, are you?
Yeah. Big mistake.
I'm thinking if we send him down and he can go through the gold leagues.
Yeah. But he wants to bring his best friend. He wants to bring his best friend.
Well, he can bring Churro.
No.
Oh, really?
See?
Within 2 days,
Dang.
we got 9 players to join our team just by having it open. Okay? And only 2 of the 9 players that we recruited were less than level 10. The rest were like 30-something, 20-something players. They're like mid-level players who just wanted a team to belong to and never had the opportunity.
Well, the opportunity. We're soldiers. Soldier, you hear? The opportunity.
Hey, we have a level 50 player just roaming around. He left us like last week.
She gone.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they want to know where has Darshigon gone?
I have one of those.
I'm going Ronin style, dude. I'm a masterless samurai right now, just floating around.
I have a level 50 in my team.
That's good.
He's like a he's like a vintage player.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
Hey, it's okay because like what Vintage was saying, some people like to come down and become stewards to alliances that are just growing, and then they enjoy doing that. I watched many what's it called, Iceman, when he started doing his live streams, and he had a few other level 50 players. He had a few, he had a few other level 50 players that were just like, we like hanging out here. So
when you've got loyal players and you all grow together, that's what makes it more interesting.
He don't do videos anymore. His helmet's stuck on his head.
Is that what happened? Is that what happened?
That's what happened.
That's what happened?
I told him don't use that.
Those level 50 players that you're talking about are the key to the game because every player wants to achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
So they look up to them.
They look up to him like crazy. Yeah, they do.
And when they post hey, this guy hit my garrison, and then a level 50 player smokes the garrison.
Yeah, they love being the
like,
hero.
yeah,
They love being the hero.
Yeah.
See, that could be you, Chance.
Yeah, but I'm a level 50 player, but I'm nowhere near as knowledgeable as all
But you
these
see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but that's
as
not
as far as
true.
gameplay is concerned, I'm talking about these players look up to the 50 level.
They do.
Level
They
50
do.
players, and they want to be them.
Yeah, they do.
So it perpetuates the game. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. It does.
At the same time, we all have fun doing it. Like the level 50 players love pouncing on people just for fun, and
we would be in if we didn't enjoy each other.
That is the structure of at least my team.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, so what's going to happen is I'm going to do one. I think it's one more battle with this event relic, and then I'm going to pull a couple of tokens here on stream because I want to get some stream luck, and then I'm going to wrap it. So, one more battle. As soon as it loads back in.
By the way, thank you, Zalon, for streaming.
Of course, not a problem.
So we get the Prometeo stream tonight? The vintage?
Who's next?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Who's next? We're like hungry. We're hungry for streaming.
Yeah, we want Prometeo doing one on all these relics.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course. But he has time. Give him some time until next week. Prometeo.
He's tempted. He's tempted because he's come on the stream.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you, the time that I've spent not streaming has been productive.
Of course.
This year, I've lost 30 pounds this year. I got a new job. I'm buying a house. So it's not like I'm not doing anything, guys.
Yeah. And he still has amazing hair. He does. Prometeo has... yeah, well, that's the thing, Prometeo. He loves jumping on video every once in a while just because he's crazy like that.
Chance, tell Prometeo how productive you've been.
Well, Prometeo, I made partner in my firm. Did you make partner in your firm yet?
Wait a second. You mean, is your firm the one that just stays home all day? Is that what happens?
I'm saying I'm firm. I'm asking him if he made a partner in his firm.
You mean
saying that your member is firm belongs on a churro stream.
What? Whoa! No, he sold a car, Prometeo. That's what he means.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't even got a job.
He has selling cars.
No, he doesn't. No, that's on hold.
Oh,
does Amway count?
He's using the COVID excuse.
Yeah, I got the Delta. I got the Delta. Did you make? No, get back to the Prometeo. Quit avoiding the question. Did you make partner yet? What's going on?
2.
You're skipping that one, Chance. Why is that?
God, this should be a Prometeo and Chance stream.
I thought I was talking to Chance. It's more like ice now.
Hey, 3-star. Okay. I'm just pulling relics. You guys keep talking.
I'm quarantined myself, so it's no joke. By the way, every 8 hours or so, I feel like shit.
Ooh, there we go. 3-star. Yeah. Try to keep it as clean as you can, Region. You don't want to be known as another House or Chance. All right, 1-star.
No,
you know what? It's been months since I've been kicked off.
I don't know about months. It might have been at least a month minimum. Oh wow, I'm like getting a 3-star every other relic.
No, that's true. It's been like 3 or 4 months. House has been a good boy.
Hey.
Oh, so you're the one that's been getting kicked off, Chance?
I actually have a public service announcement for everyone.
Oh gosh! All right, here we go. Raging. All right, what's it gonna be?
Go on, Raging.
All right. I have.
This is gonna be the end, though, Raging. This is gonna be it. The last thing of the stream. Here we go. Go ahead.
I have I've been tested positive for COVID,
Okay.
and my dog is coughing.
Your dog?
My dog, I think my dog has COVID because
You reckon you can pass it to animals?
he's actually,
Pass it off animals?
when he sleeps, he chokes on himself, kind of, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And I've read some
K-19.
I've read some news articles on it is possible for you to transmit it to your dog.
Yeah.
And my dog, he licks my face and whatnot.
Oh, so it's fluid transmission. Okay.
Can't you put any of that breathe better stuff on his pillows and all that, his blankets when he lies on?
I'm gonna stop making out with my cat. I appreciate you telling me this.
Jesus, Chance. All right.
I didn't think you played with pussy.
So there's my public announcement: is don't give your COVID to your dogs or cats.
Yeah,
or
Chance.
birds.
Or birds.
Because birds can get it too.
Chance, you're pussy free, aren't you?
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, Speaker Face, for joining. All right, everybody. That was all my relics. This is going to be the stream. I have to roll because it's been 2.5 hours. And I gotta get on the road. I gotta go. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining tonight.
You, Zalon.
Everybody have a great night.
Drive, Zalon. Thanks for streaming.
I do appreciate everything from everybody, especially about these new 5-star relics. I am excited about them. I will be doing a live stream with them next week. So I will talk to you all again very soon. Have a good one.